Hi, welcome to Bella's Vistas. We're north of Superior right now, photographing some wonderful colors. Stopped at this farm. I loved the red trees and the red farm equipment against the blue sky, and it was just a wonderful sunset. We managed to see a little bit of rocks and water, some waves, wind action. Everywhere I turned, it was just beautiful. It's so nice to be away from home and to be stimulated by the scenery. Travel really does broaden your horizons. We've seen so many things this trip. We've been out for like 2 months. We've been all the way up to Yellowknife, Dawson City. Seen so many things. Look at the waves on the water here. Now just some still photographs of the rocks and colorful leaves. We saw this wonderful waterfall running down the rocks. Unbelievable rocks. Look at this rock face with the rust. I guess it's iron ore in the rocks. Beautiful trees, again, wonderful sky. So many things to see. I just love trying to juxtapose the trees, like the foreground of the photograph against the background. Fortunate enough to see a sailboat going past. Unbelievable. Here we are in Algonquin Park. This is Tortoise Rock. Unbelievable. It was towards evening. It almost looked black and white. Mary is always interested in seeing the railway tracks, the water, the trees, and the road together in a photograph, so we tried very hard to come up with that. Now we're in Whitney, just entering Algonquin Park, and what a day it was. I've photographed this scenery so many times, it's different every time. Beautiful, beautiful water and lovely reflections, still as a mill pond. Driving down the road, look at the colors coming out. Wow, we really starting to color up. I didn't think Algonquin was going to be this beautiful, but the colors are there. Just about no leaf fall, 100% color. And then what do we see? Our Canadian forces driving through the park. I don't know what was going on, but we see a big tank. The guys had branches on their helmets. I don't know what was going on up there, but they seem to be having a lot of fun. Beautiful colors. What a drive. Look at the trees just flashing by. Unbelievable. Everywhere you look, beautiful trees. Red, yellow, some green left yet. Just every kind of color and a bright blue sky. What a great day. Just loving every minute of this drive. Could just drive back and forth through the park day and night. I just love it. At night you really got to watch out for the moose, I tell you. Now we were looking for moose and we weren't having a heck of a lot of success here. At one point we were actually leaving the park and headed towards Barry's Bay. We were going to go through Bancroft and Burley Falls, and I said, wait a minute, there's no way I'm leaving the park without taking another shot at finding that moose. So we went back to the park and I spent basically 2 days standing on the road looking for the moose, and our efforts were rewarded finally. The moose came out. There was at one point there were 5 moose out in the field. There were several others in the woods, and we managed to get some photographs. Look at the colors. My goodness, what a beautiful park. Wonderful red and yellows and greens. Such bright color. It's the best fall. I think these are the best Algonquin pictures we've ever made. Maybe I say that every year, but wow, what a time we had. Beautiful greens, everything fluorescent. And then there's some pastel colors like these birch trees with the leaves around them. I really like the old white birch with the birch bark kind of thing happening. We went to Ragged Falls and I took some photographs there. I actually hiked right up the falls and took a few little chances to make sure that I got some really good photographs. I just saw one of the other travelers slipped on a rock and smashed his camera and things. Well, that's some stuff like that's happened to me this past. Mostly it happened in Newfoundland. I fell in the river, but that's another story. Look at the leaves. What a nice drive. The road is in such good shape now. It's really been fixed up. You can just motor right on through. And the leaves, a constant video right out your windshield. Just beautiful. Wonderful colors. Algonquin Park is really one of the jewels in Canada's collection. It's a wonderful park. I've been in lots of other parks, and I really like Algonquin. It's the first park I ever got to see as a kid. My uncle and his brother took us up here camping out when we were kids. Greg and Larry and some of us, we went up here. Here we see the moose. He's headed across the road, jumping over. This is the first place I saw the moose coming out of the woods. This is the big bull moose early in the morning, and very little light there this time of day. I was using the f2 lens, 300 millimeter f2, and just barely enough light to get some photographs. Just looking around, seeing what's happening, and our persistence paid off. Tell you, I was just out there standing around on the road, and there's no right place to stand. If you stand in one place, you'll come out somewhere else. Sometimes you're just lucky enough to see him. Here he is going up a bit of a hill. Just love the antlers on this fella, the rack and the big bell under his chin there, the dewlap or whatever. I don't understand what the purpose of it is, but it's called a bell, I guess, by the hunters. What a beautiful moose. This is the one everybody wanted to see. The other moose has got a bad eye and is not quite as big of a rack. This is the trophy moose in the park right now, and we were fortunate enough to see him on 2 or 3 occasions. Put on a real show for me this time. Look at the colors all around him. That's what I wanted. I've got lots of shots of moose with the antlers have the velvet on, but you want to see the nice mahogany colored antlers with the sharp points and without the velvet on them. Wow, neon leaves reflected in the water. This is, I call it a notch in the park. I always try to photograph this, and I stood there until the sun was warming my back. When I felt the warm sun on my back, I knew it was time to photograph these leaves. What a great day. We had so many wonderful days, so many things to see. Beautiful colors. It only happens for, 2 weeks or so out of the year when you can get these colors. One year I'd like to go up to the park when it's green and stay there until it's snow. I don't know if I'll ever be able to do that, but I think it would be a lot of fun to do that. Some motorcycles running down the highway here. Green, the white birch again, I love that. The rock face, wow. Every time I go to this rock face, I look at it and it's always a little wee bit different. We got the red, the white, and the green. Red, white, and green, and yellow. Everything is just different. It's always a little bit different. Beautiful. And the wind is moving the leaves and the water is moving. Here's a little bit of an overview of the highway in Algonquin Park, and some more trees and beautiful leaves. There's no end to it. I can just get so many different compositions with the leaves, and this way or that way. In photography, you're working with the two-dimensional plane, so you only have a few tools to bring depth to the photograph. You've got the juxtaposition of different colors, light and shade. You've got curves that you can use. Here we've got a foreground and a background. It really adds to the photograph. Just blasting down the highway again. It's such a beautiful day. The sun, you can see some leaves. There's some leaves on the road. There's a bit of leaf fall now, but it's not bad. I mean, most of the leaves are still on the trees. That's the thing, the color comes up to peak, and then you start getting leaf fall. And when the leaves are down, it's not so great anymore. Wow, my goodness, what a beautiful waterfalls. I love it here. Come to this waterfalls. I try to get here every year, and it's always different. Beautiful place. Here is the road headed through the park. My goodness, beautiful rock face. Here's the van parked up along the road. We found nice places to park. Beautiful, beautiful scenery. Lots of things to see. Wonderful trees. This little chipmunk, what a cute little guy. My goodness. Waterfalls. I love to photograph waterfalls no matter what. Water, trees, rocks really add to my enjoyment. Burley Falls was very nice. Every year it's different. I say, well, I don't need to go there, but I go there and I look and it's different. Every time it's different. Always something new. And I go out there and I stumble around on the rocks and I look around and I see the thing from different dimensions. It's a beautiful place. Mary and Bella just waiting for me to take some photographs, waiting patiently. And my goodness, what a wonderful lake. What a nice sunset. Beautiful. Unbelievable photographs. I'm so happy. Please like and subscribe.